Alright, all you Streetlight Crusaders out there, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And now it's time for us to talk about what happened during the second half of Monday Night Raw from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And before we go into the second half, folks, we almost forgot to mention Humberto Carrillo almost took out Seth Rollins if it hadn't been for Murphy with those stairs that he hit in his face, which I think he should have seen coming. And with that little wrap up from the first half out of the way, the second half of Monday Night Raw would kick off with Ruby Riott going one-on-one against Peyton Royce. Now, prior to this match taking place, not only did Peyton Royce call out the Iconics for losing and squandering their 2 championship shots at the Tag Team Championships of the Women's Division, but would also steal their iconic line along with Ruby Riott getting bugged by none other than Lana, singing the holy praises of one Natalya, which Ruby Riott wasn't listening to any of that, but I got a feeling she might have wanted to listen to it a little bit more, cause during this match, action would go back and forth, including Peyton Royce pulling off a very beautiful arm-trapped belly-to-back suplex for a near fall, and would even see Ruby Riott doing an STO takedown for a near fall. But ultimately, this match would come to an emphatic end with a distraction from Billie Kay, giving Peyton Royce enough of an opportunity to do a high jump kick directly into a spinning brain buster, or what Goldust would call the final cut, for Peyton Royce to win this match in surprising fashion via pinfall. Now, the only reason I say it's surprising, folks, is because, well, let's say this. The fact that I didn't know that Peyton Royce had a finisher of her own was surprising in itself. And the fact that she pulled off this cool move? Yeah, very surprising, folks. Very surprising. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see the Big Show going one-on-one against Andrade Cien Almas and Angel Garza. Now, the reason why I say it's one-on-one, folks, is because both of these men together equals at least one Big Show. Maybe even more, even though Big Show now weighs 360 pounds. Good job, Big Show, cutting that weight down. And during this match, that weight cut will help him out, not only to chop the chests of both Andrade, but Angel Garza at the same time, all the way to the point where Angel Garza would finally be able to chop down that sequoia tree and would hit multiple kicks to the face of the Big Show, only for Andrade to try to tag himself in to take the moment away from Angel, only for Angel Garza to say, "Oh, you want the moment? This is your moment. You go and fight him. You go fight him." And for Angel Garza to just wave off Andrade, for Andrade to take his eye off the ball long enough for him to get a nasty Shaquille O'Neal slam dunk of a choke slam, for the Big Show to win this handicap match, quote unquote, via pinfall. And after the match was over, he would pick up Andrade and knock him out with the KO punch, truly to send a message to one Randy Orton. And for some strange reason in the back of my mind right now, I got a feeling Ric Flair is gonna get knocked out by the Big Show in the future. I really do think that's what's gonna happen, to truly send the message to Randy Orton, cause knocking out Andrade is not gonna cut it. Anyway, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than MVP going one-on-one against Apollo Crews. And I don't even know why in the world I decided to call this match a one-on-one contest, because Bobby Lashley was in the corner of one MVP to teach Apollo Crews a lesson during this match. And he would do so during this said contest when Apollo Crews looked like he was gonna win this match after MVP missed the boot and was gonna go up to the top rope to try to take out MVP. Next thing you know, Bobby Lashley would grab the leg of Apollo Crews and then would see MVP taking advantage of the situation by doing his drive-by kick in the corner, leading directly into a beautiful fisherman suplex for MVP to win this match via pinfall. And after the match was over, Apollo Crews would try to take out MVP, only for MVP to get a little bit more backup from Lashley in the form of a full Nelson in the center of the ring, for the referees to try to break it up to no avail, and for Cedric Alexander and Ricochet to come out to try to break it up, and for them to break it up with not only an enziguri to the back of the head by Cedric Alexander, but a springboard drop kick to the face to Lashley by Ricochet, which would lead into yet another impromptu match for the night, which would see Ricochet going one-on-one against Lashley. And that contest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, would be a one-sided ass-kicking caught on tape, because Lashley would not only be able to pull off his lifting cutter for a near fall, but would also toss Ricochet pillar to post and even bounce him off the ring post for him to fly in the air like an unidentified flying object, only for Ricochet to get some form of offense in the form of not only a kick to the face, but also a moonsault kick enziguri combination, for Lashley to come back into this match after blood would be pouring from his ear after missing that second shot to the post that he was gonna do to Ricochet on the outside of the ring, for Ricochet to get the offense that we previously mentioned, for Ricochet to suffer the wrath of the full Nelson in the center of the ring, for him to tap out mercifully for this match to be over via submission. And after the match was over, Bobby Lashley refused to release the hold, only for Ricochet to try to get help from Cedric Alexander, for him to get put in the full Nelson as well, for Bobby Lashley to go up the ramp with his ear bleeding profusely, and for him to be covered in blood and sweat. Now, I heard of the expression blood, sweat, and tears, but this is ridiculous. And I hope Bobby Lashley's okay, because it looked like, from my angle, that he had a ruptured eardrum with all that blood coming out of his ear. Hopefully that's not the case. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would be the main event of the evening, which would see Dolph Ziggler teaming up with none other than Sasha Banks, going one-on-one against Drew McIntyre and the Raw Women's Champion of Asuka. And during this match, Drew McIntyre would be able to handle all the tricks of the show-off by not only hitting him with a beautiful belly-to-belly suplex and even that inverted Alabama slam that would get countered into a roll-up by Dolph Ziggler for a near fall. And you would even see Sasha Banks get into this match with a little bit of action of her own to get hit with a roundhouse kick and even a hip attack during this match. But before Asuka could truly capitalize during this match, Bayley, who would be on commentary, would provide a little bit of a distraction to help out her friend to do a Meteora for a near fall. That was also followed up by a safety deposit box in the corner for a near fall. But ultimately, this match will come to an emphatic end after Dolph Ziggler would get punched off the apron by Drew McIntyre, despite Sasha Banks tagging herself in, for Asuka to try to pull off her Asuka lock to counter the Banks statement, only for Sasha Banks to counter it into a pinfall situation, and I think in a modified form of a jackknife cover, for Asuka and Drew McIntyre to unfortunately lose this match, for Bayley to celebrate in the ring with Dolph Ziggler and with Sasha Banks via pinfall. And then that would close out the night, because you would hear Bayley going woo, woo, throughout the rest of the night for the screen to go black and for Raw to finish up for this month of Extreme. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with more of the Tuesday Night Special right after this. So don't go to that fridge for that midnight snack just yet, folks, and stay tuned.